Hi, and welcome to the daily reading. Sorry, welcome to the daily reading for Jesus Calling, and it's the 15th of April. Sorry, it's early, but I wanted to get this done because I've missed a couple of days and I have to go back and fill them in. So I wanted to do 2 days at least. Anyway, we're doing the readings every day from Jesus Calling, except when I miss them. Enjoying Peace in His Presence by Sarah Young. Beautiful little book if you're interested in buying it. Okay, so April 15th. Trust me and don't be afraid. Many things feel out of control. Your routines are not running smoothly. You tend to feel more secure when your life is predictable. Let me lead you to the rock that is higher than you and your circumstances. Take refuge in the shelter of my wings, where you are absolutely secure. When you are shaken out of your comfortable routine, grip my hand tightly and look for growth opportunities. Instead of bemoaning the loss of your comfort, accept the challenge of something new. I lead you on from glory to glory, making you fit for my kingdom. Say yes to the ways I work in your life. Trust me and don't be afraid. And those readings tie in with Isaiah 12, Psalm 6, and 2 Corinthians 3. There's always it's a beautiful little book, and at the bottom it always has tie-ins with the Bible that Sarah has written the passage and drawn from those chapters and verses in the Bible. So it's kind of neat the way she's done it. So, do you trust Jesus? I do, but I am someone who has liked to be in control. I guess from my late teenage years onwards, when I was young, very young, so single figures into double figures, I felt I didn't have any control. That life was just the way I was told it was, and I had to do what I was told, and be seen and not heard. All those things that when you grow up in a family that is generationally or has generationally been Church of Scotland, which is based on Presbyterian, very stoic, very proud Scottish family. And we were just, as kids, told to be the way that we were. And it was difficult to go against that because your parents were the truth. They were the people who knew everything. But as an adult, and as coming back to believing in Jesus and God after many years of being away and refusing even to look in that direction, I've come back to understand Jesus and God and the Bible in a totally different way. And I have to admit to not having read the Bible. That for the second time this week, I have admitted to that. And it's not, I've tried, and I got halfway through it a few years back before I had my break from Jesus. But I didn't manage. And maybe by the end of this year, I will pick up the Bible again. I know I had pulled the Good News Bible off the shelf and was dipping into that occasionally, but it's back on the shelf upstairs again. So I'm not really looking at it. But I am doing this thing that Jesus asks us to do, take his hand. And whilst we're not physically taking his hand, I can't just grasp him. He's not, physically standing there beside me. But you can use the imagery of doing that when you're struggling. And for me, I have been doing that, especially when my emotions are negative, when I'm angry or frustrated or impatient, or judgmental. I've been asking Jesus to take those feelings and, to walk with me and take my hand. And I physically think, I imagine that I'm taking his hand or that he's taking mine. And it does help. And for me, anything that helps in this lifetime, to make us feel calmer, to make us kinder and more courageous, to do the things that we're here to do, That's, I do trust. I trust, and I am, for the most part, not afraid anymore. And I spent many, many years in fear. So I invite you today to step out of your comfort zone and ask Jesus for help, and know that if something unexpected comes in and pushes you out of your comfort zone, then look for the learning opportunity, look for the growth that you might have through that discomfort. Alrighty, namaste, love to you all. Bye now, bye.